Good morning, traders. Welcome to Spy Money. Doing our Monday morning market brief. What a night. Can you believe it? Looking at this chart right here and hearing all the news last night and what's happened over the weekend, how in the world can the market actually do what it's doing here? Excuse me. Yeah, that's great, Bruce. I appreciate the likes. And let's see here. Billy, I don't know what that says exactly. GME1. Oh, good morning, everyone. Okay. I'm older. I don't get those little shorthand stuff. Yeah, I appreciate that, Robert. I like the thumbs up. Especially like getting it shared and getting some subscribers. I need at least 100. I think there's 83 now. So if we can get to 100, then that'll make me a little better as far as getting the YouTube channel marketed better. It's not about the ad revenue. That's if I ever even get ad revenue, that's like long term. I'm not really concerned about that. But we're still pumping up right now. It is, what is it, 8:42? We're still going up a little bit. I'm going to try to make this morning brief a little bit shorter than usual so we can get to trading. And I've added another ticker in here that we're going to talk about. And I'm probably going to skip over a few of them because they're all about the same. And I'm going to focus on a couple ones that I added that I think would help everybody out. Right now, throw a dart. You can buy puts or you can buy calls, and it's hard to say what will happen. Just about everything's sticking to the wall. It's just complete manipulation in the market right now. The charts that we're looking at, that's a 5 minute. But if we go to a 1 minute, I drew this one. I drew this one out for our Discord team. And if you're not a part of our Discord, check out the link below. We go over a lot of charts, talk about what's going on, and we do our call outs and so forth, so we know what we're trading, and everybody seems to be making pretty good money. So if you're interested in learning how to trade better, then that's where you need to go. I drew this out, I think it was Saturday, and we were talking about it. And right here is a lower high as far as when you go back into the market and stuff. It just keeps on going. And we have a double top right here, so then it sold off. We got double top coming over here to where this one is, and if I come back in and bring that closer, this double top is signaling this red line. So we have right here, and then we go over here. And this was set up on a weekly, actually. Let's see. Let me look at the weekly chart, because that's what I was looking at when I did all this. Let's see here. There we go. So here's a lower high. So we've got this closed below that one, and this closed below that. Actually, this closed down here. And then we've got a double top right here, these two. And then, that, to me, that sends a signal that that's going to sell off. By that selling off, this candle here should be going red. Now this is a weekly chart, of course, and this is the last, last 2 weeks or so is in this chart now. And the last 2 weeks we've been a little bit bullish on it, which we thought we would, because come down and come up. And if you look at this on down here, the support level I think is 2031. I think that's where we're going. There's a chance we might come down to 2353 and then come back up. But I really think that we're going to come down and hit this range here. I think we're going to make a new low. We won't know until later. If we go into a 4-hour chart and look at that, the 4-hour chart, let's see here, come back over here, and then the 4-hour chart shows that we come down 2174, but that's like mid-fib. Usually we don't really hit a mid-fib, but we can, and it happens, but usually we actually come down closer to the fib or right on it or just a little bit past it. This is a big drop below it, so that kind of makes me think with this trend line up here with hitting, we're coming down, we got a little bit of a false pump right here probably, and then it's probably going to go ahead and drop down. I'm thinking that we are looking mid-Tuesday. If this would have kept dropping last night, then I think mid-Tuesday would have worked out. And if you look at this trend line here, what I did was I took it from here And I just come down across, and I saw where this one come up and touched, these come down and touched, this one come up and touched the top, and then it just played with this line all the way down through here. And what I did was, this is kind of like the direction that this chart is actually following. That doesn't mean it'll go there, but it's a direction. Now there's a chance, I mean, if this comes down, this may even come down to the 1709. Who knows? But with the market, the way they're pumping the market, this right here is all Fed pumping right here. They are the reason that this kept going up. Same with right here. So with it selling off right here, this is like the normalcy of the market. But this is not. This right here is normalcy of the market. But the Feds jumped in and started manipulating the market. With the Feds jumping in, you can't chart a Fed out. I mean, you can chart out what is normalcy, but you can't chart out manipulation. And this right here is all manipulation. Now, are we going to go ahead and go through this and on up? I don't think so. It depends really on what the Feds are doing. So I think, based off of what I see, I just don't think the Feds can just keep on pumping into a market and make it look better than what it is, because our businesses are shutting down right and left. I live in a tourist town, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina area, and they shut the whole town down, sent all the tourists home as of yesterday. The streets are empty. Some of the streets in Las Vegas, someone posted a picture of it. It's unbelievable. There's no one on the street at Friday at 5:15 in the evening. And you've got someone posted a picture on Facebook. One of my friends, he has a cabin in Pigeon Forge, not a car on the road up in Gatlinburg and stuff. It's just completely empty. You can't tell me that with all that going on that our market's going to go up. It's got to come down, because there's no rhyme or reason for that to stay up. So that's my take on it. And if we go back into a 15-minute chart and just look at where we are now, we come up, as far as last night, this is where we closed Friday night. And then, I'm sorry, we closed around there, and then right before the closing, it actually started dropping. So this right here was actually a drop all the way down to right here. This was the drop in about 45 minutes. And then when we opened up, it dropped, gap down, went all the way down to the 24.44 area, 24.45. At that point right there, our options and everything were so jacked up that you couldn't even sell if you wanted to. And we have puts on these. So then it started, slowly climbing up, and then it come back down. And I thought, well, we're going to go up, and then we're just going to sell off right here and keep on going. We were expecting the circuit breaker to hit. Well, it just kept on climbing up, and then this is 1:45 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and then it sold off again. I did all this while I was in bed. And now we're starting to climb up again, but we're making lower highs. Now, if we come back and draw a trend line, it's already higher than the trend line. I already looked at it. So we're already above this trend line here. So, again, this could just go up a little bit and then just drop out of the sky. It's hard to tell what's going to happen when we open. I have puts and I have calls, so I'm going to win either way, but I was hoping that the market would actually do a dive over the weekend, and then I was planning on selling all my puts this morning, and then all but a few, and then I was going to go ahead and just ride my calls out and just buy long-term calls. I know our market's going to recover. I just don't know when. I'm trying to play more weekly stuff than I am long-term. I'm a long-term swing player. So long-term, I'm going to be bullish. But I'm trying to scalp out some puts and to where we can actually make some more money right now. So long term, I'm still a bullish person. So if you bought something that was way out in expirations, then you're going to be fine. In our Discord group, we discuss what options we buy. We discuss what months we buy and the strike prices and so forth. So if you want to learn more about where we're buying and how far out and so forth, then check out our Discord group, sign on, try it for a month. You don't have to stay in, you can cancel anytime. Try it for a month, and if you're not happy after a month, then we wish you well. I know that you won't cancel though. We haven't had anybody canceling in there. Everybody's making money. They're making more money. They're actually making enough money to make up for their losses that they've had in other Discord groups and being on their own and so forth. So I know that our group is doing well. We have a great team. We have some really good traders in there. We got some a couple good chart guys in there, and I mean we're working as a team, and I love it. So check us out. So let's go to gold. Talked about that enough. Gold, I had this ascending triangle that I drew out last night, and this is on a 15-minute chart, so this is not long term, but I was trying to see where we were going, like over the last not even a week. This is Tuesday, so almost a week, and this popped up above, but it come down and started coming up, and it started actually making this ascending triangle. But now we dropped out of it right here. Let's see here, do it a little better. We dropped out of it right here, and we're coming up. We may test the bottom of it. Then again, we may going up. This is almost a lower low, so it actually double bottomed right there. So I'm still bearish on gold. I know that we've had some ups on it, but I'm telling you, if gold was doing what it was supposed to do, this would not be the 1600s. This would be like the 2000, 2100, 2200. Based on the way the market has been dropping and so forth, there is no reason in the world that gold should be down what it is. And if we look back, let's see, October, so that would be right here. Look how gold dropped with the market. If the market was actually truly dropping for a good reason, gold would have went through the roof. But gold dropped with the market. Gold does not drop with the market. Gold goes up with the market. So everything is completely manipulated right now. There is no normalcy whatsoever. You do have this cup and handle, cup, and then handle, and then it looks like it's going to go up. But I think the way it's following the market, and I believe that the market is probably going to go ahead and go down to the 2000 range. So I believe this is just going to drop out. Where's it going to go? Don't know for sure. But my original thought is we were going to come down to the 1200s right down through here, and this is the bottom of a pennant. If we go back and look, there's no reason in the world we should be where we are unless manipulation. So you have this pennant. The gold should be coming down to this right here. Why it's not manipulation? That's the only thing I can say. So this pennant is an actual definite pennant of what is going on. So until it breaks out of this and runs, then I'm sticking to my original thought. This may go up and touch it again, but you can see on the weekly it's actually coming back down. I think it's just a matter of this week or next week. This is just going to tank down. We did not make a higher high. We've made a lower high. So you've got this one here coming down to there. With that coming down, not making a higher high here, or even coming back up to here, that tells me we're still going down. So I believe that this big drop here, and this is on a weekly chart now, this big old drop, we come up, we actually double topped up here, and that's a sign of a bearish sign when we double top, and now we're coming back down. If we look at a daily chart even, if you look at this daily, then we went up, and then we went up and touched again right here. A triple is even more bearish. When it's on the top, it's even more bearish than a double. So I just think it's coming down based off of patterns and histories and so forth. It looks like it's coming down. This could easily, drop out right here. And if we put a channel in, and I'm not saying this is the actual channel it's going to be in, but you can look right there. And you can see this is coming down. So I think, if anything, we should come down to 1589. We should at least be to there, and then possibly go ahead and go up. So I'm going to leave this in here, and let's see what it does on like a hourly chart. So yeah, it's playing that out the same on the hourly. You can see it. You could actually adjust that down a little more. So if we brought this one down just a little bit and brought up those 2 wicks right there, then let's just see how it plays out. I believe that this is just going to keep on coming down. It looks like it's probably 1589. It may go more. But if this is actually going to play out this cup and handle, then this needs to come down probably along through here. That's usually not enough for a typical cup and handle. So Now let's go to crude oil. Crude oil has just bottomed out, and we talked about this last week, about the descending triangle. It actually dropped out last night, so we've actually made new lows. So this is actually playing according to the pattern. So oil actually is. Now usually what will happen is when it drops out, it'll drop out and then it will come right back up. That's usually the way a descending triangle will work. It'll just kind of drop out of there, and then all of a sudden it'll almost make like almost like a cup and handle coming out of it, but it's not. It'll just come out and then just go right back up. So if you look on Google, just type in descending triangle patterns, and you'll see a lot of different variations of it, but that's typically what will happen. So I would say crude oil, we haven't seen the low yet, I don't think. I think it's going to go even more. We might see 1,800 or so in it, and I'd have to draw, let's see, about 1,500. Yeah, about 1556 or so is the next fib. We could easily see that and then come right back up, because it'll usually drop out quite a bit. So it may not go down that far, but it's a real good chance that we will. If we go to NG, NG actually sold off as well, and it is, let's see here, that pattern is, I don't know what that is, that's crooked. Let's see, if we go back to here, and probably about right there. So this one, and this one are touching. So that's our three main candles that are touching. So I would go along with that trend being correct. And then we come down, we picked up this one and this one. I don't know if you can see that very well, but we picked up the bottoms of these. So we don't really have anything up here yet, but it looks like this may go ahead and come down and touch there and then take off. It don't have to, but it might. See, we can see the last time it came down, touched here, and then went up. We come down, touched. Now we're trying to come up. So this is a 1 hour chart now. So for the last hour, we've actually kind of went up a little bit on it. So I'm still long bias on natural gas, just because of the way all the charts and everything were lining up. And if we look back at that weekly, you can see where I originally thought we would be is right here. So that's a long ways off to spike up, but you know, it could easily, instead of hitting here, we could come over and hit over in here somewhere, or even right there. But I still think that we're long on natural gas, so we'll just have to play it out. It's a bad time for natural gas to be going up, but it sold off all winter, and I just don't think it's going to keep selling off. I think it's going to go ahead and reverse back. NQ is the same as ES, the exact same patterns. We are, going up right now. We still are making these lower highs. So we've got this one, and it'd be nice if it would hit right there and just bounce down. But let's just go ahead and draw it up and pick up that wick and this one, and just see where it goes. It looks like we might be going to 77.21 or so, but I don't think it'll break this one here, which is 76.90. I don't think we'll make a new high. I think it will actually be lower. So this may come on down. So let me move that back. See if I do. I'm picking up this red wick right there. So if you see that, let's see here. Let me go back and adjust that a little bit. Right there. So there's a good chance this will come up and hit 76.88 and bounce down. And that would coincidentally be a double top off of that. So you've got this one, and this could come up and hit that and bounce down. So that's where I think we'll be. So I think the market is just probably at opening will probably drop pretty hard, or just before opening. So it looks like. A lot of these I'm going to skip. We've already talked a lot about them. I want to make this video shorter this week. One I want to bring up is ABT. ABT is the company that the government is using to make the vaccine. And they were on the news this morning talking about it, and you can see it gapped up last night. I mean, it gapped up for a good reason. So we're at 76.42 down here, 92 or 91.11 is the high. I think I drew out this channel based on, I think it was a 1 hour. Yeah. So I drew out this channel and it's not exact, but it's pretty close. You've got the bottom is definitely on it. The top, I picked up this one, and then I picked up through here and these two. So I think it's pretty close to where the channel would be. I think this is going to just bounce off the top of this and then take off. So as far as today, I'm going to try to jump in some calls depending on how they look. They may be already jacked up to where you can't get in with IV. And I looked at the calls this morning. The IVs are that's puts. Let's see here. All right, the IV is still low on calls, but when it opens, this is going to change. This is going to be jacked up. So we need to follow that and see what we can do. As far as in, yes, John, it's manipulated bad. As far as ABT in our Discord group, I've already posted charts on it and told them what I think. And then as soon as we get in the chat rooms this morning, we're going to start watching ABT real close. At least I am. And I'm going to, if the calls are okay on money, I'm going to jump in some. I don't know how many yet. It depends on what the pricing is. So that's where I'm going to be. So if you want to know more about how to trade like that, our Discord group is the key. Amazon, I can't believe Amazon is just not taking off because everybody's ordering on Amazon. They're sold out of a lot of stuff. I'm glad that I sold my calls on it when I did and made the money I did. I'm glad I sold my Netflix calls too. But Amazon, long term, I'm still bullish on. I think Amazon is just going to be really good. If we look at a daily chart, we can see that's kind of coming down. Everything's in the kind of a cup and handle stage. So I don't think, like loan puts, I don't see loan puts being anything that you want to do. I think it's going to be a quick one. And that's the reason I got in last, I think it was Wednesday night. I think I got in puts. And then the market went up there a couple of days, so we've held through them. I was in the money on most of my puts that I had last night as far as in the futures. I didn't take it. Part of me wishes I would have because I could have jumped back in later. But I believe that our puts are going to pay off. If not today, probably tomorrow. I think the puts will pay off. But I would not be holding long-term puts personally. I know some of you are heavy on the market crashing to zero, but I don't see it happening. BA was actually talked about a lot. Everybody's trading BA, it seems like, in our group. I've sold all but 20 of my calls, and I wish I would have got in some puts last week, but I didn't. I thought that it would probably go ahead and continue up, but especially if we go to any kind of war, BA is where we buy everything. So I think BA long term is definitely still bullish. Will it keep on going down? 127.51 is the next fib. It could easily drop there today or tomorrow. But if the market is going up, why is BA going down? Usually our stocks will follow. So let's see. Robert said he heard that Amazon's profit margin on products is so low that the increase in sales don't matter near as much as their Amazon Web Services. I have their web services and it works great. I have another company, it's a software company, and that's where I host the site. And I don't know how to use it, but my developers do, and they love it. That was their recommendation, and it's cheap. You pay per usage on it, the way my account is set up, and it's hardly nothing. So the AWS is what it's called, and it works great. So if you're into web developing or whatever, their cloud-based service is great. So BA, I'm still long-term bullish on it. So we're going to keep that one. Disney, everybody's been talking about with everything's, all the closings and everything and how it's selling off. But Disney still has their, I forgot what you call it, but their streaming service. We have it. It comes free with Verizon. That's who we have for our cell phone. So we get it free. A lot of people are paying, and when they first come out with that, the stock just went through the roof, and we actually made quite a bit of money in calls on that. So right now, with them having the parts shut down and everything, does hurt some, but they're still selling movies, and they've got their own streaming service. They've got revenue coming from elsewhere. So the parts being shut down probably is almost good for them because they can go in and do maintenance and just get things done that they normally wouldn't do. So I would say that that's what they're doing with the parts right now. So Disney, I don't think I would just jump in and buy a bunch of puts on it, because you look here, it's just manipulated. It's just a big old consolidation phase. Let's see here. I bought Norwegian Cruise Lines. I probably shouldn't have bought it where I did, but I did. I had the order in, and it automatically hit on Friday and just kept on selling off. So I think the cruise lines are going to be a little bit hard right now, but this is long-term out. It's fine with me. Someone brought up this in our group, and that's AT&T. AT&T, they just got the 5G and that bill that passed, so I think that's going to help AT&T out, Verizon, all of them. So if you're getting into Verizon or AT&T, I think it's just like long-term bullish on those. We got in the Target in our group, Discord group. We got in that Friday, and we bought some calls that were just insane. We are going to make bank on those. So again, if you're not in our Discord group, that's where you need to be. If you want to learn how to get in these high profit margin calls and puts and stuff, then that's where you need to be. I don't give that information out here. It's only in our Discord group. Only they get it. Okay, Robert said he's full of information. Disney, the 2 U.S. parts account for a whopping 30% of their total income. So see, their parts is not that much. It's all the movies and everything that they're doing. There's their money. And their streaming service is going to be huge. It's going to be like Netflix. TLT, it's starting to top up in here. I'm waiting on it to get to a certain number before I get in some puts probably. And we've got a plan already in place in our Discord group where we've discussed this and where we're going. So again, if you're not in the Discord group, there's where your money is. So TLT is going to be a reversal for long, and as soon as it hits our magic number, then we're all jumping in and we're going to write it down. And last time I was in this, I had about $1,100 or $1,200 in it, and I made just over $12,000 in about a week and a half total, or a week. It might have been a week. So I made a lot of money on this before, and I made it right here. Actually, I got in up in here somewhere. I think I got in right there, and by the time it got down to right at this bottom, I sold it right on the 139.01 by accident, and it was $12,000 right there. So that's what we're waiting on. Go into Walmart. Everybody's trading Walmart. Walmart looks like this green fib, the 618, is actually a horizontal line for where everything's been. And then we've got this line, this green one, and if we've got this green one coming up through here that is playing a trend for the ascending triangle. So it looks like overnight we popped out of it. So Walmart should be going back up, and we're at this bottom of this channel, and it should be going up to there. So if we look at a 1 hour chart to get a better idea. So we hit down here, we come back up, we come back down. We've been consolidating a little bit here, but I believe that Walmart is probably going to see some new highs coming up over the next week. So 128.08 was the last high. That's the highest it's ever been, and that was last 2 weeks ago, 2 Wednesdays ago. And we made a bunch of money on this move here. I personally made $8,500 by the time it got to here over Walmart, and I had them for, I think it was 3 weeks is what I had those for. Had some for 3 weeks and had some for, I think, 2 weeks. So I made good money on Walmart. And I'm loaded up again on Walmart, and whenever it takes off and goes up, then I'll make some more money on it. We have the VIX. I didn't talk about the VIX earlier. That's our fear factor. Our fear factor is not as fearful today as what it was, 1 week ago. So let's see, it'd be 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, our fear factor was high. Right now, it's not. It's consolidating. And if you look at this, and then we go back to ES and look at that, ES is trying to come up, and then we've got our fear factor that can't make up its mind what it wants to do. So, but it looks like it is going. If you look here, this pennant or this channel no longer. Yeah, I'll leave it there because it dropped out there, but that's all. It may go ahead and drop down a little bit. It looks like it's already trying to come up right here, and then it may just base a little bit, but I believe our fear factor is going to break this 85.47. I think we're going to get up into the 90 range. And if you look back on a monthly chart, the highest it's ever been was back in 1987. Is the highest it's ever been, 172.79. I don't think we're going there, but back in 2008, when we had the market crash, it actually hit right here around, close to $90. So I believe that that's where we're going to go. I think this crash is going to be, it's already said that it's the worst one since 38 or something, the Depression. So I believe that we're going to go ahead and either touch it or beat that before it's over. And let's see here. Disney Plus says, that's right, John, thanks. And Josh, yes, I'm ready for Walmart to rage. It would be a nice blessing this week to have something to actually take off and be able to make a ton of money on. I've done well over the last month. I beat my goal last week, but not where I wanted. I think I ended up about $12,000 to the good last week. The week before I was at roughly $26,000. Week before that was $16,000. And that's not playing on a $100,000 account, guys. That's just playing on a average account, just over PDT is about what I keep in my account. I'm not one of those high rollers throwing out $100,000 on a trade. I don't do that. I play small trades, and I know how to buy the options at a cheaper rate, so that as soon as I buy them, within minutes, I'm already up 100, 200, 500%. So that's what we teach in the Discord group. Yeah, you've got August VIX. Yes. I don't know what. I know I've got some that expire tomorrow, which I only have like a couple $100 in them because I wasn't sure at that time, so I just bought small positions. If I buy anything now, it's going to be a lot longer. With TOT and VIX, I've already discussed in the Discord group what month that I plan on buying as far as puts. So I'm going to stick to that plan. I think I'm going to be safer, especially with the way the market has been manipulated right now. One other one is Uber. Uber's in this cup and handle right now, and I've got a alert set up on the high and the low to decide what I want it to do. So I believe long-term Uber is going to be your play, but it's not ready to buy yet. And as soon as I get to the area that it's ready to buy, then we'll announce in our Discord group of what we need to do. We'll discuss our plays, get in them, and we'll set them for a couple months or something, and we will all be filthy stinking rich off Uber. That's what I want. I like our group making money. And then we'll go back to ES. Last time I'm going to call it a day. We're at 9:15 now. So right here we were talking about on NQ about being a double top. So we're almost there now. It looks like it's actually trying to come back. We could actually be on this one right here. But I would say that more than likely we're probably right here. I think at opening it's probably just going to sell off hard. It may not, but that's what my plan is. With it having that double top right there, we're making lower highs. If we come up and double top there, that would be a good place for that thing to start selling off. So if we look right there, we can see it. I'm going to leave these on the screen, and we'll see where it does, and should be it. Like I said, if you're not part of our Discord group, go ahead and see the link below. If you have any questions, you can either find me on the Facebook group and inbox me, or you can put your comments below, and I will try to help you better to understand what we do in it. And also, please like. So we got 5 likes, and I got 10 people in here, so I need 5 more likes. So if you haven't liked it, like it. I need y'all to help me share it and get more subscribers. I'm at 83 before I started this. I don't know where we are now, but I need to get at least 100 in order for me to market it the way I want. So once I get 100, then I'll probably leave you alone for a while on that. So if you can get that, that'd be great. And thanks, Bruce. The briefing. It's not exactly perfect, but I tell you what, the way it's manipulated right now, I think that's where we're going to be. Guys, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the chat today. And then for the rest of you, I will see you tonight on the market recap. Have a great day, and go green, I hope.